Hey everybody, welcome to AD2L Season 5, cast by Wolf Dota. This is Serial Killers vs. Siren Songs in a best of two group stage. Thanks for joining me. Um, Draft is already underway as you can see. Let me just clean up some of the HUD stuff and I will get rid of it. Get into it, sorry. So, we have a first pick, Crystal Maiden, coming out from, well, it's supposed to be CK, but they think they tagged up as the wrong team, but that's alright. And then an Elder Titan counter by Siren Songs. Fairly standard bans coming out from each team. Death Prophet. Undying is a little different, I guess. But a very powerful laner can easily win you a lane and just, in general, kind of dominate a game if played effectively. And then a Void and an Earthshaker ban for Nigel's box, which the Void is pretty standard. The Earthshaker is a little interesting. That's certainly some long-range initiation and excellent nuke and just overall damage in team fight that they didn't want to deal with, which I think is a good thing to take out. Especially if they were planning on a Crystal Maiden going for a channel. But if you wanted this Crystal Maiden, I'm surprised I would have taken it, saved it for last pick, as the first two picks from Siren Songs. Um, Between the two picks, there's three ways to cancel that. If the Elder Titan Stomp comes out, or his Earth Splitter, and then the Skywrath Silence as well can all cancel Crystal Maiden's ulti. But maybe they're not. Maybe it's just a first pick support they wanted to go for, and they're not too worried about it. But they do pick up a Chaos Knight, which I saw them run to excellent effect before, and the last time I casted them, a little while ago. But they played it very well. They were able to snowball with the Chaos Knight and just put out an outrageous amount of physical damage, as the hero is good at. Um, he's also a very interesting counter for Skywrath in a way, as sure the Ancient Seal can prevent him from getting off his abilities and spells, but Chaos Knight's one of the few strength heroes that does go with a Manta style often. And so if he goes with a Manta, can easily Manta off that Ancient Seal, and then if he's got his Phantasm already up or pops it shortly afterwards, just Reality Rift, and then it's a instantly exploded Skywrath just due to how much physical damage that he has. He's also very good against the Elder Titan, as the Elder Titan, he's tanky in that he has a lot of health, and he's kind of an anti-tank, anti-carry, and whatnot. He's very good against agility-based heroes, as he does have that base armor reduction, so heroes like Morphling, or like Ogre Magi has a lot of base armor, but Ogre Magi, Slark, um, Morphling, Terrorblade, which I'm surprised we haven't seen touched, picked, or banned in either of these games so far, or either by either team so far. Siren Songs did ban out the IO and the Omni Knight, not wanting to deal with the excellent support and just sustain of that team, and also kind of scared of the IO Chaos Knight combination. But I don't think CK was too worried about running that. They themselves banned out the Medusa and the Silencer, which I like, again, both of those. The Medusa being very good up against illusion-based heroes, as her ulti will instantly dispel them. Siren Songs picks up an Ember Spirit, which I like the idea. If you can get a Battle Fury and a damage item, like probably a Daedalus on top of that, you can cleave down the Chaos Knight illusions. Um, they only take double damage, so they are very tanky for illusions, especially considering Chaos Knight is probably going to build power treads, drums, and then like maybe an armlet, and then like heart or Sang and Yasha, or maybe a Manta style, but he just builds strength items. He doesn't build damage items. And so the illusions, which deal 100% damage, at least his, hit very hard and have a lot of extra health. Um, Also, I think this Ember Spirit will be it'll be very easy for them to pick off the Crystal Maiden. Um, Nigel's box, or sorry, Serial Killers, as they're actually called. I think they are probably going to look to pick up maybe a counter for Zember Spirit. Unfortunately, they banned out the Silencer, and the Skywrath Mage is also picked up by the team, and the Death Prophet was banned out. So those are the first 3 heroes with a silence that come to mind when you want to counter something like this Ember Spirit. They do decide to go with an Outworld Destroyer, sorry, Outworld Devourer, OD, just in general, which that'll be their mid hero, and I guess OD should win the mid lane, assuming that's where they run them. Like, assuming that's the where the Ember Spirits run is in the mid lane. So he'll be able to zap all of Ember's int, and so he won't have any mana to farm with Flame Guard or protect himself or go be aggressive with Searing Chains early. Then quick Lycan pickup, which I'm assuming that'll be their safe lane unless they want to jungle the Lycan, mid the Ember, and then have a solo off lane Elder Titan, and then one more safe lane farmer. But I think that's going to be very greedy up against this CK lineup that they have so far, especially with that Centaur pick, who needs Tranquil Boots, level 6, and then can start to look aggressive even if before he gets that Blink Dagger, going on these less mobile heroes such as the Skywrath and the Elder Titan, or if they have a good imprisonment into a Stomp or a Chaos Bolt or a Frostbite as well. And that's another thing we haven't really talked about is Siren Song. They haven't drafted any decent lockdown yet. They don't have anything like they could still pick up something like a Lion, which would give them a lot of control. And I think they'll have to get something like a maybe Lion, Sand King. They come to mind. Tide Hunter is in the pool. Then it would be a support Elder Titan, which I mean, kind of they banned the Tide themselves, which I think is kind of a wasted ban, as the Centaur will probably be the offlaner for Nigel's. Here, but Sirens, they need to pick up a good form of lockdown, something with a solid stun that they can actually spam. I could see a support Wraith King coming out for them would work very well. It also does work very well with the Skywrath Mage, as the Wraithfire Blast and slow combination is long enough to get off the full duration of the ulti. And just that extra life and the lifesteal in general would be very good. It also helped their lineup at taking Roshan, which so far they're looking like anytime you have a Lycan, Roshan is should be automatically an objective. Timbersaw is actually the final ban, so serial killers, they were thinking we have a lot of strength heroes, and they might still be looking for that offlaner, but I think whatever Siren Song go with is gonna need to have a lot of control. And I think it's going to have to be another support. I don't think they want to be that greedy and run the Lycan in the jungle. I also don't. I think it's a little too slow sometimes, especially if you get the wrong camps. Nigel's box is looking for their second support, and that'll probably just be a counter pick to whatever they decide. They have very good lockdown in Stampede, Hoof Stomp, Chaos Knight's Chaos Bolt, and then the Frostbite as well as the Crystal Nova, and then Reality Rift and Imprisonment. Like, all 4 of their heroes have excellent controlling abilities, and then they have Great Escape or Initiation in the Stampede as well. 10 seconds to go. So I think the Timbersaw offlane ban, alright, and they do go for a Sand King here. I think that's a good pick. I still don't. I mean, there wasn't too much left as far as what they could pick to go for it for some stun stuff. Oh, and Nigel's does go with the Lion. So all their heroes have an excellent amount of control and lockdown, and can really control the heroes on the other team. That Ember Spirit is going to have a tough time, especially up against the instant hex coming out from the Lion. Okay. And we'll quickly introduce the teams. On Weepix, we have him playing the OD. Fruit Loops is on his Chaos Knight. Sugar Crisp is playing the Crystal Maiden. Trix on the Lion. And Captain Crunch, the Drafter, is playing that Centaur. On the side of SS, we have... How do you even say that? Cactus Charm? Wow, that was difficult. Playing the Lycanthrope. We have Juice for Zeus playing the Ember Spirit. On the Elder Titan, we've got try to rhyme orange, just try to rhyme orange. Colt Bear on the Sand King, and last but certainly not least, Gravity Muffins playing that Skywrath Mage.
Let's keep it clean,
And
folks.
as the game begins, some good luck, have fun's come out, and both teams start to line up. Some very timid
30 seconds to go.
play coming out from SS, looking to get good blocks off in general and across the map. They don't want anything. They're not too worried about the runes, except for their Sand King. And now I don't have the players memorized by heart, so I'll probably call them by their heroes, unfortunately. But I will try and give credit for where excellent plays are due. Runes are going to spawn. We'll see if Chaos Knight gets a decent action rune to start with, or if that'll be up on the Centaur.
The game is on.
And Chaos Knight gets a regen rune, and Centaur gets a bounty rune. So he's already off to a decent start. He'll be a little excited about that. Oh, let me fix my overlay. I forgot about that. This out of the way. Sorry about that, guys. And as the lane gets underway, we'll see how it starts to form up. And so they are running dual lanes, like in the lane with the Skywrath Mage, and dual off lane in the Centaur. And maybe Sugar Crisp was just running a ward out or something, but we'll have to see. Bottom, we do have a dual melee lane, and now this should go fairly well for Fruit Loops. You should be able to get farm once Trix gets a level or starts throwing out some Earth Spikes and Chaos Bolts. Because, like I said, Elder Titan, he's got a lot of health, but he's only got that 2 armor to work with. The Sand King, as well, has 2 armor and a decent amount of health. And I think if they go, they might be able to make something work if the Crystal Maiden decided to rotate down. But just in the 2-on-2, I'd be surprised if somebody got a kill. Someone would have to be very out of position. And if they go in the Elder Titan, they're just going to have the Sand King counter initiate. And there's the first Earth Spike. Up on the top lane, I would say that this should be fairly even. Sugar Crisp went with Frostbite level 1. No, so he's not getting that harass out of the Crystal Nova. But once he gets a few points, he's really going to help out his bottom lane. And that the Lion, who already is very good at having mana, will just be able to throw it out any spells he wants at any given moment. In the mid lane, you just see 2 stacks of the Intelligence Steel already coming out. And so the Ember Spirit's gonna be starved for mana here, which is good. I think OD should win this lane fairly handily. It should be a tough lane for the Ember Spirit. If we look at last hits, Cactus Charm on the Lycanthrope is doing very well. He's up to 9-2 already, so he's leading the charts. Then it's Wheatbix on the OD, Fruit Loops, and Captain Crunch all in second place there on their respective cores. So the cores for as a whole for the side of serial killers getting a fair bit more out of the laning phase than serial killers, or sorry, Siren songs. So they'll be happy about that, and I'm not really sure who's supposed to be farming in this off lane here. Both these heroes are sitting very far back. They're very scared, as the OD did pick up an Invis rune and is rotating in. He can get off this imprisonment into the double stun. Does he have a point in Hex? He doesn't have Hex yet, but he is saving a point. So, waiting to see what he decides to go for. I think you should always get that first value point in Hex whenever you play Lion, as the control for it is 2.5 seconds. So if you ever need to go for that kill, it can really make the difference. Now, when you're trying to zone and just be more of a harassing support, I think Earthspike is better, as the Earthspike, does deal damage and lets you get off a few right clicks. Top lane, we've got them trading some blows. Stomp coming out. Cactus Charm is going to drop, and First Blood goes the way of Captain Crunch. Stomping on that Lycan. Doesn't want any of that going on, which is very good considering Lycan is leading the farm right now. But that's going to be an excellent burst of gold coming out for Captain there. And he did buy his Tranquil Boots off the back of that. So, very good to see. Mid lane, it's still... Well, since the OD rotated for so long, the Ember Spirit here, Juice for Zeus, was able to catch up and farm. He's gotten up in last hits and passed the OD. So, kind of a wasted rotation coming out on the side of Wheatbix, but nice play coming up from Captain Crunch top to secure that blood. And on the bottom lane, I didn't see it, but We had another kill coming out. Looks like the Chaos Knight Lion combo worked its magic, as they were able to get the kill on the Elder Titan. A lot of damage coming out from that. And with this, the 2 points, is that 2 points now? In the aura? Yeah, 2 points up in the Crystal Maiden aura. They're going to have mana to just go again as soon as the Lion heals up. He didn't go all the way back, but he's got tangos, and he's going to have his tranks very soon. And Fruit Loops does have a salve, so tank the wave a little bit and then back off and heal up. Mid lane, OD is starting to is catching up, and as soon as he rotates back, just Juice for Zeus starts having a much harder time in lane. Did get that value point in Sleight of Fist, so can do a little bit of harass or go for the chains, but very tough. Now is Stomp comes out again, but they're not going to go for it. They decide not to. Frostbite onto the Skywrath Mage, but not long enough duration for Captain Crunch to get in range. He does get in range. I think that's another kill. Just Nova was cooling down, and Wolf Stomp would have been off cooldown very shortly. Was that just picked up for the Chaos Knight? Just a bracer recipe. Oh, nothing too important. And he is now level 5, and is leading the farm charts. Anytime you see that, I think is very good. OD is about to hit level 6, and Ember Spirit Juice for Zeus is getting aggressive. Goes for a slight. Doesn't have mana for chains, though. Either it's just harassing or slight miscalculation. But either way, probably just trying to zone him back. Up in the top lane, so far things are turning out very quiet. Fruit Loops at the bottom is pretty much dominating and kind of has fair run. OD did pick, or sorry, not OD. Elder Titan did pick up a DD rune, and will be looking to maybe rotate down here. He doesn't have any points in natural order yet, which I think is interesting. He's going for a lot more control than anything else, but I think if you get 1 point in Stomp, and then Ancestral Spirit in natural order, the Sand King will do so much damage when he hits level 6, as that all that reduced magic resistance will help him just shred through everybody else. Coldbear's got to be careful here. They know he's trying to get aggressive. Trix spots out the Elder Titan. Stun onto Trix, and Stomp's coming out, and it's going to land on both of them. Oh, it gets cancelled. Did he cancel it, or that was a Chaos Bolt? And looks like they're going to try and turn. But unfortunately, Trix is too hurt, and he's already backed off. Fruit Loops just zoning them out with right clicks. Up in the top lane, we do have the Ember Spirit rotating in, looking for a kill onto Sugar Crisp, but Captain Crunch is going to be able to zone them away. So another rotation coming out from a mid, but nothing happening. And now it's the OD's turn to just sit and soak experience in gold mid. He does have his Sanity's Eclipse now, which will do a lot of damage to these lower intel heroes, such as the Elder Titan. Well, actually, you know what? The Elder Titan and the Sand King aren't too bad. Sand King is a fair bit worse. Maybe it's the Ember Spirit. Level 7 has 31. What is this? Just like Lycanthrope is which going to be for. Ooh, nice Earth Spike coming out to save Fruit Loops there. Does manage to drive them back. Gets a Hex. Just a zoning Hex, it looks like. Oh, and we do have a DC coming out from Trick, so I imagine we'll get a pause for that. Yeah, there it is. And so let's take a quick look at what people are trying to work towards. Lycan is working towards his Vlads, I assume. He's got just the Ring of Bass right now and 700 gold in the bank, so he's also picked up another Sage's map. He's going to be getting an early medallion, and they're going to look to do Roshan very early with that. I imagine. I can't see them. I can definitely see that being a priority, so he's going to get his Vlads in that medallion, hopefully here in the next 5 minutes or so. And then go take a quick Roshan. You'd probably need help from one, maybe just Skywrath. And as Trix reconnects on that Lion, they pause, the game resumes. You have a haste rune bottom, so try and keep an eye on that and see what's going on there. I can just farm it away. How close is Centaur to that Blink Dagger? Oh, just opts to go for the go straight into a hood first, which I don't think is necessarily bad. What's interesting is he did skip Stampede at level 6, which I'm not too sure about. They do see this Ember here, and they get the Imprison on there. He doesn't have Stampede to get in range, though, and I think that's a mistake there. He needs to have that. He's diving very deep. Stomp goes out, double edge as well, but that's max Flame Guard. And a wasted Sanity's Eclipse. I think that was a very hopeful gank and rotation, to say the least, especially without having Stampede to really chase him down and get in there. Haystern does come out on the Chaos Knight. He's got his Phantasm up as well. He gets the Reality Rift on, but the Stomp comes through. Chaos Knight's very hurt. He's going to have to back after this as well. Centaur's now rotating back to the top lane, where Lycan does have his Morbid Mass picked up, another 400 gold in the bank. He just needs the recipe and a Ring of Health, and he will be there. Or sorry, a Ring of Regen. Getting my rings mixed up. Gravity Muffins on the Sky with Mage, just being that poor support. What's Chaos Knight working towards? Oh, that would be for his armlet, I'm assuming. He does have his treads and a bracer. Oh, Reality Rift comes out onto the Elder Titan. A 3-second stun comes out, and are they gonna be able to get this kill? No, they're gonna be able to turn it onto the Chaos Knight, and they get the return kill on the one position Chaos Knight. Oh, but the last right click from Trix comes out, and you get a return kill. So probably not worth it, but Lion will be happy with that. That's his level 6. And he can finally skill his finger there, which will make getting kills a lot easier for him and his team. But surprising turn of events. The Elder Titan tried to rhyme orange, just not able to make it out of there. Now the Ember Spirit, sorry, did rotate top, but wards again are just too strong. Which is one thing I'd like to point out is how defensive the wards are on the side of Siren Songs. They have one here, which I think if you're gonna put this ward here, you want to put it here. Because this one can only see kind of like that and like that, and then in here. Whereas if you put it here, it's got vision of this down in here kinda, and then out this way as well. But decent set of defensive wards coming out for the side of serial killers. So they'll be able to see any rotations coming down onto their lane as well. And this Ember Spirit just... Oh, they did get the D ward here. That might be inside of the spawn box. I think it runs something like a little higher, like this. Is that one's spawn box? We do have the Fruit Loops rotating in. He does have Phantasm up. The Lycanthrope does finish his Vlads just as the Centaur finishes his Hood, but these wards, they're paying off already. Look at how far back they're sitting. They know this is happening. The Sand King, in the meantime, he is just pushing up mid, getting his level 6. They're rotating through. They're trying to find someone out in this jungle. They're trying to figure out where the Lycan is. He hasn't been seen for a while. And now they're going to go on the Sugar Crisp, and that's going to be a quick pickoff. Oh, Stampede comes out, and Sugar Crisp might be able to get away. Unfortunately, the Lycanthrope's too fast. He's going to need a stun. And Fruit Loops get silenced on the Chaos Knight, and the Lycanthrope just chews down that Crystal Maiden. Are they going to try and go on there? OD's coming in with an Invis Rune. He's got his ulti. Centaur rotates in, gets a stomp and a double edge onto the Skywrath, brings him down. They see the Sand King there. The OD is now visible. They know he's here. Are they going to keep trying to pursue this? They do have a Sand King they could bring in. Oh, the Imprison. Probably not the best time. He gets off the stun on all three. What a play. The Outworld ultimate comes through. Doesn't quite finish anybody off. Not as much damage as he's hoping. Lycanthrope manages to turn, and the damage coming out is very, very high. Captain Crunch gets another double edge off, but that might have just sealed his fate. Because I think it did more damage. Gets the stun. Oh, one of the wolves wasn't caught, and it finishes him off. So a double kill comes out for the Lycan there. And an unfortunate turn for serial killers. Tried to force rotation, but didn't quite realize how strong this Lycan was already. It's very hard with that 2 points in Feral Impulse and the Vlads. And that'll be his, what I assume is a medallion, going straight for the Roche pit. Ember Spirit, they also sat up there for a very long time. He does now have a Claymore, so he's starting to work on his first Battle Fury. Chaos Knight's slowly working towards his armlet. Interesting choice for him. Ran halfway there and then teleported. Looks like they want to go in this Elder Titan. Reality Rift into the Mana Drain. Where's the Chaos Bolt? You gonna throw it out? Interesting choice there. Decided not to go for it. They could have got that kill. He's only got 960 some health. Between one Chaos Bolt would have done 100 damage plus a couple right clicks, and then the finger another 600. They could have easily brought him down, especially if they throw a Nurse Spike at that. I think I missed an opportunity there. Stampede up on top. They're gonna go on the Lycan, but this Skyras there to turn it around. Lycan shapeshifts. It's too fast to chase down. Sand King comes in with another Burrow Strike. Captain Crunch is dropping very low again. Medallion out on him. Fortunately, they dropped an Obs right on top of the Sentry. Lycan's coming around. Ember Spirit's rotating up. He's got a DD rune. This is going to be a very sad Crystal Maiden. One more hit. There she goes. Just lets her burn down. Right click, couple more right clicks on Captain Crunch. Stun comes out. Is he going to pursue? And he is going to dive. Nope. Changes his mind. Decides he's taking too much damage from the tower. Doesn't want to get stunned again. I think is a good call. Because with the Crystal Maiden down and the Lycan throw and the Centaur being fairly hurt, they can possibly contest this tower. Yeah, and we're just going to be able to see the power of the Lycan, why it was banned so often for so long. They decide to back off. They don't want to force it. Crystal Maiden's back up and TPing in, so. In the bottom lane, meanwhile, though, Fruit Loops is pushing himself. He has that Phantasm he can pop if he wants. Oh, unfortunately, doesn't get the double proc. Which, oh, Sand King's channeling his Epicenter, but he doesn't have a Blink. So he channels it, but only gets like two Epis off on the Chaos Knight. He's going to be able to walk away. Earth Splitter misses. 4 seconds stun onto the Sand King there, and they managed to turn it around on him. They need to get in range for a Stomp. They don't have anything. Not enough mana for Stampede. And so they, off the back of a missed Sand King ulti, they managed to get a kill and the tower. Did he get the last hit on that tower? No, it was just taken by the Radiant, but still. Ooh, didn't mean to type in spectator chat there. The Lycan's now going to move into the jungle with his medallion, and I really want to see him go into Roche. He can max Wolves, max Feral Impulse, and a Vlad's medallion. Lycan can take down Roche with like one other person very, very quick. And there's no Roche vision anywhere. Nothing out on any of these hills on the side of oh, maybe they are. Okay, they do get a ward up here, so that's good. They'll be able to see if he rotates through. But hopefully they'll have the presence of mind to check, because at any time he could also just smoke through. Let's take a look at net worth. As kills have started to pile up, and last hits kind of mean less and less. We do have a Stampede coming out top lane. They managed to get the Ember Spirit. I imagine that was a Stampede into a Frostbite and a Hex or Earth Spike from the Lion. Yeah, Finger's still not used. Trying to save that very long level 1 cooldown for something important, which is fine as long as you don't miss the kill trying to hold on to it. As if you look at it, it's a very long range ability, so someone's just making it away can be the difference. Lycanthrope's ulti is up. It looks like they want to go on the Centaur, but Skyras is going to have a hard time doing anything to him as he's already got that Hood of Defiance up, which I think was a good choice. And it looks like he's going for a Sage. Avoiding the Blink Dagger altogether, which I guess you want the Sage to try and disarm that Lycan who you can't purge the disarm effect anymore. Change that now, but just an interesting choice. Sand King is nowhere near his blink either, and the other Titan's having a hard time as well. Chaos Knight's been left alone now for a while in this bottom lane, and is farming well. He's got his armlet, so look to see what he goes into next. Lion is halfway, roughly, to an Ags, which I think is very good. as well, especially when they can initiate with the Stampede. Crystal Maiden's got Tranquil Boots and a Magic Wand, basically 6 slotted. What all you want on her. And OD, who's had a very quiet game, doesn't really have much to say for it. Sitting at about 5k net worth. Does he have something on the Crow? Okay, good. He has this. I was starting to be a little worried, but he's got an entire 4-staff on the on the courier, so that's very good for him. Help him get away from the Sand King, Elder Titan, maybe force up a hill away from the Lycan, but just keep him alive all in general. Plus, the more intelligence, the better. Anything can help with that that ulti of his. Top lane, we see a ping coming out. Yeah, looks like they want to rotate for a push on this. They've got a big creep wave. No catapult, but they've got wave and a half there. But they're not going to push. Bottom lane, we've got a stun coming out onto the, who's that? The stun on, I can't see, the Lycan. There he is. He's too small. But and they managed to get the Chaos Knight. Regardless, Lycan's ulti form used there, put to good effect. And picks up a Mithril Hammer. So, could be going the ultimate anti-armor strat. You know, Medallion into the Desolator, into the Assault Cuirass. But we'll have to see. Currently on the net worth chart, as you can see, we do have the Lycanthrope. Cactus Charm is leading, followed by the Centaur, Captain Crunch, and then Juice for Zeus and Fruit Loops on 4s there. Sand King hasn't started stacking any of these jungle camps, as Lycanthrope has just been clearing them as they spawn. Nothing quite like that for him. We do have a drum recipe picked up by the Chaos Knight, so just going for those early stats. 1 Reality Rift and a couple right clicks. Goes for the stun, gets a 4-second stun. A couple more right clicks and a Reality Rift, and he might have this. Stomp's coming out, but oh, he's gonna make it away. The creeps don't do enough damage to break him out. For those of you who don't know, they changed his stomp so that it's not broken by any damage now. It has to be by, I believe the minimum damage to break it is now 20 points of damage. But all these creeps, if you look at them, they only hit for 23, and Chaos Knight's got 12 armor. They hardly hit him at all. So very nice play coming out from the Elder Titan there. Gets the stomp off, doesn't panic and just try and run. And oops, oh, throws out the splitter, but that's going to be a miss. Needed the stomp to connect there. Top lane, they've got a catapult now, so maybe we'll look to see. Push through, clear up that catapult. Ember Spirit zips forward, but quick Stampede comes out, kind of just hesitant to whether they want to engage or not. Centaur gets on the front line, Silence comes out into the Lion, but oh, Sugar Crisp gets kind of stuck in the background. Oh, nice stop coming out on 2, followed by the Earth Spike and the Wheatbix with the Insanity's Eclipse, drops the hammer, drops 2 very low, and that's a quick 0 and 2 on the side of Serial Killers, and they're going to get an easy tier 1 off of this, and they can probably push for more if they want to. Are they going to? Doesn't look like it. Looks like they're just going to try and invade the jungle. Sand King is trying to farm up his Blink. He's starting to get closer. He's got 1,400 gold. He is also level 10. The levels coming out on the side for all these heroes are fairly good. That's the one thing that they've been doing a very good job on, is if you look at the level distribution here, they're all fairly even, but the supports on Skyrath as a support is following behind. She's only level 8. Everyone else is level 10 or 11. The OD is level 12. He's got a haster in mid. He gets an imprisonment onto the Skyrath, who just TP'd in. Looking for the stomp. Double edge. It comes out. Stun. There it is. Easy kill. Oh, and he gets the stomp on the Ember Spirit when he comes back. Oh no. Epicenter comes in. Turns the fight underneath that Ancestral Spirit. How much damage is that doing? Only 1 point natural order, but just to look at things to come. That 12% magic resistance really hurting them there.
Bottom tower ain't a pretty sight right now.
Another imprisonment coming out. I believe that's on the Ember. Yeah. Ember looks to make a jump onto the Crystal Maiden. She starts channeling her ulti. He's already been used, hoping for some RNG there, but not getting it. And a stomp onto the OD. They don't have another stun. Manages to 4-staff away. Doesn't run into the Earth Splitter, but looks like Lycan's just going to be able to chase him down. Offensive Urn comes out, and that's a quick 5-0. I didn't see where the other died. But that's a big turn of events on the side of Siren Songs coming up for them. Looks like Fruit Loops is going to be able to bring down that Lycanthrope, who was a little low and hanging out nearby. But they're still going to be able to get this tower. And oh no! Fruit Loops gets the deny! Nice plays coming out from him. Gravity Muffins floating away. Being chased up by Trix, who's got that level 2 finger yet. I still haven't seen him throw that. Go on, buddy. Use your spells. Don't be afraid of cooldowns. You're only saving them for when you're dead. And now it looks like they might go on for Roshan. I think they should have done this as soon as he got that medallion. I think they've waited too long. Well, hey, they've got that MVP Phoenix courier. What a cuddly little guy. Mid, we have a stomp onto the Lion, and he's going to get silenced up and bursted down quickly by the Ember Spirit. Oh, a little too far forward there, pushing out, trying to finish off that tower. Not quite able to get it. What'd she do? No, Cold Bear does now have his Blink Dagger and 1,000 gold, so he's been farming well the last little bit. A couple fights in a tier 1 will help with that. But I really want this Lycan to go do Roshan. I don't know why he's waiting so long. And again, I like the ward placement coming out from Serial Killers there. They have very good vision in the jungle as far as where they are. They have a general idea that they're farming it out. Unfortunately, these two have been sitting off the map for a little while, just kind of hanging out. Lycan's pushing the bottom lane out a little bit, but he's a bit scared. He's going to TP back to his safe lane tier 2 and just farm up the jungle, I guess. But his camp's already been farmed up by the Ember Spirit. Now he's going to run underneath his ward. So, and the pings come out very quick. They know, they have no vision of this. He's going to get caught out again. Centaur doesn't have a blink, but he's got a stomp, and there it is, comes out. Oh, misses the stomp. Transformation is out with Lycan. The Rally Rift, they need a stun. Oh, long range stun and a Frostbite come out, and they're going to be able to pick him off again. So, good pickoff coming out due to good warding from the sides. Oh, big Echo Stomp coming in. Catches on 2. Earth Splitter to follow up. This is going to land. There it is. And the Skyr throws out his ulti, tries to blow up the Chaos Knight, but not able to do it. It's a quick over 2. The Lion finally uses finger, and they manage to get one last right click from Wheatbakes manages to pick off the Elder Titan. Astral Imprisonment comes out into the Sand King. He's able to TP away. They gonna be able to get him? No, they decide not to. Maybe could have dropped Sandy's Eclipse, but I don't think it would have been. I don't think it would have quite been enough to bring him down. They did drop another ward here, so they'll have good vision. We'll rotate through the jungle, and they are looking to push this. The Colt Bear on the Sand King is waiting just off to the side. He starts channeling his Epicenter. Blinks, stun, excellent Epicenter coming out. He manages to get the kill on the Lion, and Captain Crunch on the Centaur is going to fall. And they go... Fruit Loops tries to turn it. Gets a Reality Rift as well onto the Sand King. Outworld Destroyer throws out his ulti, but not able to get a kill. Fruit Loops is armlet toggling, trying to make a play, but fortunately there's just too much control and lockdown. Offensive Urn onto the Crystal Maiden. She's going to get zipped after by the Ember Spirit and taken down. Now do Roshan. Go Rosh. To the Rosh pit. That way. That way. No. That way. I want you to go over there. I don't understand. I mean, your team, the rest of your team could be doing this while you take Roshan. Objective gaming. But they are going to get the tier 1. One teleport's coming in from the Centaur. He pops his ulti, goes for the play, but I don't think he wants to be here. He gets quickly chained up by the Ember Spirit, and they start right-clicking him down. They're going to chase. Ember Spirit's got another chains here in a little bit, throws them out, manages to get them to latch as well, and quickly brings him down. Lion shows up. He's got a finger. Doesn't want to throw it. He backs off, so good good choices coming out from the side of Siren Songs. They're able to get a tower and a pick off as well on a centaur who did just respawn, and he's going for a pipe. So more help against the magic damage, which I think is good, as Elder Titan's ult is now all magical, as well as oh wait, Stomp's physical? What? Huh? Who knew? Regardless, as the natural order won't remove the pipe buff. They'll still get the 400 damage reduced from it, which I think is very good, especially against this team. Because, I mean, you have the Ember Spirit who's got his Flame Guard and Searing Chains, as well as Fire Remnant when he activates it. Everything coming out of the Skywrath Mage, the Sand King's ulti, as well as Burrow Strike and Sandstorm. It's all tremendous amounts of magical damage. So I really like the pipe choice. I still think he maybe should have got a Blink Dagger, but that's just the way of Doto. So, Chaos Knight seems to have slowed down a little bit. He's got his drums now, but he hasn't been able to get to that second mid-game item. Invis Rune on the Elder Titan. He is looking at weak picks. Ember Spirit is coming back. Crystal Maiden is sitting behind, though. Yeah, Elder Titan is going to decide against it. I think that's a good call. Good call. Excuse me. Oh, smoke coming out from the side of Siren Songs. They don't get the Elder Titan, but I think that's okay. Ping is coming out from the side of Captain Crunch, pinging around the Roshan pit, and I think that's where they're rotating to. Oh, sees the Centaur there, decides to... Oh, gets broken as Captain Crunch goes for the Bounty Rune, but Sugar Crisp is there. Ulti on... Skywrath ulti onto Captain Crunch, but he's got too much magic resistance. Nice fantasy clip. Ulti, decent ulti comes out from Crystal Maiden, and they're going to be able to get the Sand King? No, they're not. They managed to make it a 2-0. Oh, Sand King does drop. I'm not sure who picked him off. But Lycanthrope does manage to chase down the OD. Stomp onto the lion there, and he's going to fall as well. Fruit Loops is here trying to make it happen, but he is outnumbered 4-1, and they don't have anything left to pursue. So they're just going to look to back off. And that way. You want to go that way. Okay, finally the pings are coming out from this. I believe that's the Sand King or the Ember Spirit. I didn't catch what color that was. Pinging out Roshan, and I think this will be good. They'll be able to get that fairly quick. They should know, as they do have that ward here. They would have saw them go in, but this is dropping very quick. Just look at all that damage stack up with the medallion, sometimes with the medallion. And the Howl coming out onto the Roche. But all in all, a good choice. And they give it, I don't think that's a bad choice. They give it to the Ember Spirit, who, with the amount of control that they have, he is a lot more susceptible to it than the Lycan is, who now has a BKB. It's down to 8 seconds, but a little magic immunity, and there's nothing that serial killers can do to him. Wexbix is going for a BKB of his own, and he's got it now. I imagine that's that'll be a mechanism coming out for Sugar Crisp. Oh, excuse me. Trix is only 300 gold away from that Ags upgrade for Lion, which is a tremendous amount of damage, and if they manage to get 1 or 2 heroes together, turns into an AoE nuke. We're getting close to the hood, as I believe he only needs the recipe, which I want to say is 900. There we go. Yep. So he's only, after he gets that big dragon, he'll be there. Lycanthrope did pick up a Skull Basher, which he's going very offensive. Lycan's naturally very tanky. It's good strength gain and starting health. And you get a little bit of health from that, and the BKB and whatnot. And decent armor from the Vlads, and when he's not using Medallion. So he's tanky there. Ember Spirit, I didn't see when he actually picked this up, but he does have a BKB and a Battle Fury now at 30 minutes. Stampede comes out on the side of from Captain Crunch. Reality Rift from Fruit Loops, and they're looking to blow somebody up here. But unfortunately, it's getting turned as the Skywrath ulti, Elder Titan's Natural Order, and the Sand King Epicenter just blowing them up. As you can see, the amount of damage coming out there. Trixie throws out a Screw You finger on Juice for Zeus. That's not going to be much. Sugar Crisp does go down. And that's Natural Order. That is 33% base resistance reduced coming out from there. Look at how much damage the Ember Spirit did, as well as the Sand King. Sand King did 2,100 points of damage. That is insane, as well as the Sleight of Fists, the Fire Remnants, Chains. That's just nuts. And then the Skywrath ulti as well. But that'll be a nice tier 2 off of a pickup. And they didn't even use the Aegis. And Juice for Zeus is free to go for whatever he wants now. If he wants to go into that second Battle Fury, he's most of the way there. I believe it's 4,400, 4,350, sorry, for that. So he's just under 1,000 gold away. Or if he wants to start working towards maybe getting a Daedalus or a Chrysalis, he'll be there as well. So we'll have to wait and see. And with that fight, we have there. Wow, this came out of nowhere. We have an Assault Cuirass picked up for the Elder Titan. So now Natural Order, not only that's gonna put Crystal Maiden at 3 armor. Lion will be at -2. Sorry, -1. Outworld Destroyer is going to be at -5. Oh, they get a chains onto Fruit Loops and a Stampede comes out. Are they going to be able to finish him off? Looks like he's going to be able to just limp away. They do go on to Captain Crunch though. Lycan's tearing him apart. He's got his BKB up, and unfortunately it sounds the Eclipse does nothing for him. Sugar Crisp is going to go man mode on Juice for Zeus. That's not a fight you want. Lexvix gets pulled in by the Split Earth, and we get an Earth Spike that's going to stop the aggression. But Cactus Charm and his team, they're just gonna go for that tower. Objective gaming coming out from them, and excellent play coming out from this Elder Titan, making sure that there's a Spirit or himself always near a hero to get that Natural Order before any of the nukes fly out, and a good Earth Splitter that caught 2 on there. Earth Spike comes out from Trix, he gets it on 3, so he's gonna slow down that push a little bit, but they pop a Buckler and just go high ground. Fruit Loops pops his ulti, and he did get the extra proc on it as well, so he's going. Oh, he reality rifted a creep, but they do manage to pop the Ember Spirit's Aegis regardless. He's got another reality rift coming out soon. Juice for Zeus gets a remnant off and does manage to get away. Epicenter from the Sand King comes out. No aura there, but quickly bursts down. Finger from Trix does bring him low. He's gonna get stomped as well. Stampede comes out. Ember Spirit slight. Captain Crunch is gonna have to run away, and they're just gonna keep pushing. I like this. These 3 are gonna push mid, and Lycanthrope's gonna come. Or sorry, they're gonna push bottom, and Lycanthrope's just gonna come up the mid. Another stomp comes out, gets cancelled, or he cancels it. Sorry, and they're just gonna finish off the range racks. That Elder Titan is hitting very hard when he's got the Elder Titan, the buff coming out as well. And they're just gonna. I think this is 2 lanes of racks. They have a buyback on the Lion, which I think they should use. Ooh, good ulti comes out from Crystal Maiden. Lycanthrope just pops a BKB and is going to go in there, and that's just going to be Sugar Crisp down. Yeah, Lycan's taking a little bit of damage, but not much. He's just going to back off. And that's 1 set of racks and a tier 2 mid. Lycanthrope, oh, he is going for a Daedalus. Not a Daedalus, sorry, a Desolator. That is a serious amount of right click going to be coming out for him very soon. And they are going for that anti-armor strat, as I mentioned before, between the Natural Order, the Assault Cuirass. As well, the Assault Cuirass may not be on the Lycan, but it is out on the field. That Natural Order, combined with the amount of magical nuke they have, is very impressive. I think it's a very good draft from them as well. Serial Killers, they can get the Scepter up on Lion, but saving for buyback. Gas Knight is most of the way to a heart. We do have a Daedalus picked up, so he did decide to spend that money that he had before. They took those towers and racks and stuff. He did decide to spend it on a Daedalus. And he's mostly got buyback if he ever needs it. Fruit Loops is most of the way to a heart, which I think is very good for him. It'll certainly help out his Phantasm as well. He only needs, I want to say 1100, or sorry, 400 gold for that, as the recipe is 12. Okay, so he needs 500 gold. Lion probably gonna pick up his scepter. Captain Crunch does have his pipe picked up. Lion scepter's there. So I imagine they'll maybe go for another. Quickly finish off this. He's gonna have it just from ticking out in a second. Got the recipe for the data list now. Desolator. Jeez, I gotta get those straight. And I can see him just, you know, honestly, Medallion's kind of right now. Probably sell that. Gonna get the Desolator and then quickly solo Roshan while the rest of his team makes space in the top lane. We do see three heroes sitting fairly far back. The Elder Titan sitting forward, but a nice defensive ward here. Ping is coming out. They know he's in here. They're not going to come forward anytime. They got no vision on the Roche Pit though. So if Cactus Charm just wants to walk in there and be like, "What up, Roshan? Get wrecked," he can. Another defensive ward's coming out from here, so they are protecting their this area, this area of the map. But I'll have to wait and see what this has to do. Lycan is sitting a ways back. The other thing too, which I haven't mentioned, is if they get their if he gets his claws on a tower, it's instantly gone. -7 plus -5. That's minus 12 armor. Stampede comes out from Captain Crunch. He gets his stomp on to 3, and they're going to be able to, I think they're going to be able to burst down the gravity muffins. They managed to get him down, but Reality Rift comes out. Lion goes down before he can get off his finger. Stun onto the Elder Titan, but they're not able to finish him off. Crystal Maiden, in the meantime, gets chased down by the Ember Spirit, who's looking for the OD. I think he's going to get him as well. One more chains. There it is. And that's a 5 for a Skywrath exchange outside their base. And with no buybacks, this is game. I these towers are just going to drop too fast with the -12 armor. These Raxes are just going to be cheese. Yeah, and they're going to rotate from here to mid. Doesn't look like Serial Killers quite wants to give in. Oh, there it is, and the GG called. GG gets called from the side of Captain Crunch. So an excellent game coming up from Siren Songs. They managed to turn around what was I thought Serial Killers were doing very well there, but they managed to get their levels and get a couple of items and then take the fights they needed. The Elder Titan Sand King combination there with the Epicenter Natural Order, as well as just all the magical damage as well, worked out very, very well for them. And I think it was an excellent draft. Looking back, the Serial Killers draft was a little bit undirectional. They didn't it doesn't seem like they had too much of a plan. They picked a lot of heroes that are strong, but maybe that don't synergize the best. And I think I mean, it's always a learning process. And so I think that they'll come back, and I think they can. I've seen them play well. They can play well. I think they'll come back and look better in the next game, but we'll have to wait and see. Catch you guys in a little bit. I'll throw some music up and chill. Have a good one.